today, we are going to hear from an inspiring woman under 40 with a weight loss story that surfaced from many years of trauma and resilience. Born and raised in Ontario, Canada, she is a makeup artist, a loving wife, and a mother of 5 children, one of which has 4 furry legs. Following the murder of her father and years of infertility, her greatest accomplishments in life include being a mother of 4 talented children and executing on a memorable photo shoot to mark her weight loss milestone at the age of 36. Welcome to the Lemon Said podcast, Vanessa DePass. All right, most annoying celebrity.
See, I feel like Kardashians always come up to my mind.
Good one.
they're
I mean,
annoying.
that's understandable. Yep, got it. Hopefully they're not watching, but I get it.
Right?
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Early bird.
Yeah,
Okay. Guilty pleasure? Kardashians. No, I'm kidding.
Instagram?
Yeah, okay. I think that's for a majority of us.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's horrible.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh my God. It's the white truffle raspberry something from Kawarthas.
Okay, I've never even tried that,
my God,
so I need to try that.
White chocolate raspberry truffle, something like that. It has white chocolate
I'm
chunks
going to look
in
up for that.
Amazing.
When life throws you lemons?
Make lemonade.
Speaking of lemonade,
Amazing.
Why don't we cheers to some lemonade before we
Absolutely.
officially get started? Okay, so now it's time for the real fun. Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm
All
ready.
right. So we're going to get into the meat of this interview, but I want to thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. So if you had to write a book, what would it be about and why?
Yeah. So honestly, sometimes I think about that. I've even talked about that with my daughter sometimes driving the car. I was like, honestly, if I had to write a book, what would it be? And I think fitness as medicine.
Oh, okay.
For me, I feel like it's helped me so much and I have so much to share about it that I feel like it's something that it needs to be talked about. I feel like so many people use it as like a vanity thing versus medicine.
And health, yeah.
And health, absolutely.
Well, this is pretty much the whole core of what the Lemon Said is and what it represents. Alternative medicine, and fitness is one of them. So you and I met, well, one primarily through our dogs.
I love it. I love that's the whole storyline.
So for those who are listening right now, we actually met at a Starbucks, and Vans was holding her cutest little puppy, Callie, baby girl, Frenchie.
Yeah.
And I couldn't resist. Like, it's not easy for me to approach people, but I couldn't resist. So I was like,
right?
Can I pet your dog?
Yeah, I think she was only like 3 months old at the time. So cute.
She was super cute. She still is cute.
They didn't let me stay at the Starbucks,
now.
so I had to like come outside.
Yeah, I followed you.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved it.
But the second way we know each other is I added you on Instagram from that day, and I saw how inspiring you were from a fitness perspective. Like, you've come a really long way, and I knew there was a story to tell. And honestly, to our listeners, I don't even know what the story is. So I'm hearing this for the first time, just the same way as you are. Mm-hmm. But I'm really excited to dive into it, because I think just based on Van's profile on Instagram, I was super inspired. So I'd love to hear more. In addition to the incredible person that you are, like, you shine so bright. What did it take to get to where you are today? Not just from a fitness standpoint, but who you are as a person.
That's, for me, it's a really deep question, just because I feel that there's been so many levels to me. I come from a very, I want to say, anxious type of personality, you know what I mean? So I feel like there's just been so many steps that I've had to take to be where I am now.
Right.
I've dealt with a lot. I've dealt with a lot of fears, a lot of doubt, a lot of scary moments in my life. And so to be where I am today, it's not just, here's Vans, she has a great weight loss story.
Right.
There's so many levels to that.
Right.
And I feel very proud of where I am today, because that girl a few years ago,
right,
I would never, like, I would just love to tell her, hey, like, you're going to do this, you're going to make it, you're going to inspire a few women along the way.
That's amazing. And you're right. When you say that a fitness journey is not just a fitness journey, everything in your past leads up to the moment where you're committed enough to be able to accomplish that weight loss journey.
Yep.
It's never just at face value,
No.
shedding fat. It's never just about that. So I guess that leads me to my next question. I think you essentially answered it, but, are you the same person you are today than you were in your 20s?
No. So, I mean, in my 20s, young mom, I had my first daughter at 20, struggling with weight, the entire time, for sure. Freshly married, moved in with my husband into this home where, to me, I still felt like a kid. I still wanted to be with my parents.
Right.
But in the background of all that, I had a lot of issues at home. Mm-hmm. My dad got deported to Colombia around those times. And it really broke our family. Really, really broke our family. And me being so close to him, I never felt like I can almost live without him. You know what I mean? Like, I had to be this mom all of a sudden, but I didn't have his security there. I had my mom, who's like, we became really close due to my pregnancy, but who I was then, like, if it wasn't for my kid, I don't think I would have seen like a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? I was just so broken from not having my dad, but then I also had to fight and just try to be an amazing mom and like push through because, I have a husband, I have a baby, and I have my life that I have to live, right? Regardless if, my dad is there or not. So definitely super different to who I am today.
Wow.
Yeah. I definitely had to push through a lot of different barriers. I want to say after my daughter was about 5, my dad was killed in Colombia. Okay. And that tore me completely apart. And I feel like that's now, besides all the other traumas that I've had in my childhood, okay, once that happened, I created like this huge barrier in front of me.
Understandably.
It was really, really hard to just like even focus on myself, like how, so I would find myself self-sabotaging a lot, right? I was young too. Like nobody was really teaching me the way at that time.
We're not equipped at that age.
No, right? And it became a really, really difficult time in my life where I just thought, oh my God, like how do I even function?
Right.
And I would look back and I would think about all the things my dad would do. And I just remember always thinking, well, my dad was always into fitness. My dad would like always do this. And, the fact that I didn't have him there anymore made me more want to be like him.
Right.
Right? Just kind of keep
him alive.
Keep him alive, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's where my fitness story kind of started.
I love
right?
it.
Because I just thought, how do I make him proud? How do I still have him here? And I got into fitness thinking the way he would think, like, let's just do this, let's push, and he was always kind of that voice in my head.
Right.
And it became even more prominent, I feel, when I was trying to have a second child. It was about maybe 5 years in, and nothing's happening. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what's happening, right? So I went to a fertility doctor. This doctor told me, you're having issues conceiving because you're considered obese. Straight out, just like that. And I was like, no way. Like, you can't say that to me like that, like so harsh. I was so fragile at that time.
Yeah.
And so I was upset, especially because he said it in front of my husband. And I felt ashamed, because I knew exactly, like, as he's saying that, I'm thinking about the girl in the background, behind the scenes, like self-sabotaging, eating absolutely everything because I have so much like pain inside me, right? And I thought, whatever, I'm going to prove him wrong.